Welcome back, everybody. All right, so this is the time that we've all been waiting for because we've talked about the problem and we've talked about the causes, and my goodness, I feel like I got beat up.
Doom and gloom.
Doom and gloom, but you guys know, guys and gals, you know us, we're solutions guys. We're optimists, right? We believe in the future, we believe in the good of people, and we believe that we can change. So in this section, I would like personally to know, some of the solutions that we can, as men and women that are conscious, that understand the problem, understand this is not only affecting me personally, but also my kid's kid, and the future. So, why don't we talk about those solutions?
Completely. And this is, again, where I am so, you guys know me. We're all like this. We're optimists. We're fighters. We're warriors. Our thoughts make up our world. So we're like, we can push through everything.
Yeah.
So now that we've said, oh my God, the sky is falling, doom and gloom, it is serious, but there are solutions. And the way I wanted to schedule that talk is we're going to talk first about the personal, what we can do on a personal level, then what we can do on a societal level. Yeah. So I will start with the personal level. And that's why we have this clinic, MHI. Yeah. This is exactly what we do. So when we have somebody coming to us that has been the victim of EDC'S, their fault or not their fault, and they have the symptoms, we check, we can help. We're all on treatment. Yeah. We follow our own program. We're not just the owners, we're also members, right? We're building a tribe of men and women that can still be optimized despite all of this doom and gloom. Yes. So what do we do exactly? So for me, personal level, there's 3 levels to it. Number 1, we've been talking about this. Know the toxins and try to avoid as much as possible.
Limit as much as possible.
It can be overwhelming, but even if you do a 10% decrease exposure, and you something, then you build
better
on that.
Right, you get better at it.
Number 2, detoxification. Again, I'm not talking about getting those tea detoxes online. Natural detoxification, our liver, that's what it does. And that's something at MHI, we're gonna go deeper on it. Methylation, checking your DNA to see if you methylate properly and give you the right supplements for methylation. Saunas, because saunas helps you sweat off from the fat. So there are studies that even show that saunas can decrease your level of forever chemicals because it is in the fat. So that can help you detoxify. And we're gonna go deeper over this. And number 3 is test your levels, right? So testing your levels first. We're gonna have the test for EDC'S. And I wanna say really to our viewers, once we're gonna have this, if your levels go high, there's no reason to panic. We actually all did, remember?
Yeah.
We did our glyphosate level and they were high. So when you see that, you're like, you know what, let me try to change my behavior, limit my exposure, take the right supplement, change my lifestyle to help and do this. Because really, when you see those numbers, it doesn't mean that you're gonna have an acute problem. We can help.
No, and I think that now that we can actually start measuring this stuff, it's only going to get better. Yeah, right? We're only going to continuously make it. That we've done it this whole time.
Not only that, but awareness, like anything, right? Awareness is the first step to change, right? And once you become aware, now you can start to take the proper steps. And like anything that you pay attention to or that you give your energy to, it grows, right? We get better. We have gotten better at reducing our exposures and looking at these plastics and the water filters and all this stuff.
The deodorant,
and
everything.
And actually it's become now fun. It's almost like a treasure hunt. Like, I wonder how many of these products I can actually find. So, it doesn't have to be doom and gloom. This could be fun, especially if you involve your family. I highly, highly recommend it because now it's a synergistic effect. So just know that it grows as you become aware and you start looking for these things. It'll improve with time for sure. And like Doc said, if once we start doing these labs, because people get freaked out about the numbers.
Oh, you're gonna get calls.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God, does this mean I'm gonna die? Don't freak out. Don't panic. Again, and that's just kind of our outlook in life. We're optimists and we're gonna die this way, and we're gonna be here for you and with you to fight it through.
Yeah. And as Einstein said, those who have the privilege of knowing have the duty to act.
Yes.
So now you know better, you can do better. And by doing better is we can help with this. We're doing those changes on us also. So we're biohackers. We're trying any means necessary to limit our exposure, increase our detoxification and feel better. And the last point in the personal part is get your hormone levels checked. Because we know all of those EDCs can affect your thyroid, high incidence of hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, testosterone levels. That's what we do.
Right.
So when you come to us, we look at everything. We look at your hormone levels. And if we see that your levels are suboptimal or deficient, we can replace it. And you can feel as good as we feel.
Right.
We don't feel doom and gloom. We don't feel like the sky is falling. We're living our best life.
And
So
you
it can be done.
could always take the conservative approach and, hey, let's try to minimize, your behavior or minimize the things that you're exposed to and see if it improves. Right?
No, we go all the way, baby. This is what we do. We're like, when patients come to us,
Okay.
we're like, we're going to take you from here to there.
Yes.
Right? And what's our success rate on this? 80%?
It's really high.
90%?
More than that.
Our patients get satisfaction with all. So there are solutions. So we can help with this.
And by the way, on this Einstein quote, because if you've known us, Mike and I can be intense, and you send you messages and emails, and we're so big in education, and it's because of that, right? Us knowing this information and knowing how that affects us and how that affects you as our patient, we feel an incredible amount of duty to you to let you know. This is why we went to such efforts to bring Shanna and amazing researchers like her, and we hope that you appreciate our intensity, that it's just for your benefit.
Well, now that you say quotes, I'm going to add a quote.
Yes, sir. Let me hear you.
So with knowing comes great responsibility.
Right.
So as I'm at a doctor, but that I treat this like I'm about hacker, and we care for the patient. We're truly passionate about helping. Right. And I think as a Hippocratic oath, that knowing of these chemicals and these EMF and all these other things, that it doesn't just involve a good diet, exercise, and sleeping well.
For sure.
It's our responsibility to bring you guys this information in order to give you the tools to live within this modern toxic soup that we're living. And one that I always love, that's a personal one, but this is, I think a lot of people can relate, is you don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great.
Yeah, there you go.
So when you're like, oh my God, this is so new, how do I start? One block at a time is what built the Empire State Building.
Yes.
Just start with one thing at a time, and that's, perfectly that how we structure things and the emails, and we're gonna give you every single step of the way so you understand how to do this and to walk you by the hand. I think we've proven it so far with our technological process and system and follow-up and just how we cater the patient, that you'll be successful.
And continuous learning and improvement. Look at how we're practicing now compared to when we started 7 years ago. Yeah. We've added so much. Now after this conversation, we're going to add so much more. So our commitment to our patients is we'll keep trying to find the truth, bring it to you, and bring solutions.
Yeah.
We're doing it in our lives. We're going to do what we do in our lives with everybody else.
So this is what we do, Shanna. So you got to see a little bit of this.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about the solution on a more societal level.
Yeah.
This is what's scary, because as a society, I like to give that example. So we're in the clinic, we're seeing patients, and as we're always saying, we're like, man, we're going to root cause medicine. Somebody comes in with depression, brain, they have mood disorder. It's not really depression, it was really low T. We fixed the low testosterone, they feel better. We're like, wow, we're doing great.
Give the calcium one so she understands that we don't just prescribe to her.
Yeah,
I think
I'll
that's a
go to that
great
after.
study.
So when you go with this, what it really shows you is that we have ways to help people on the personal level when it comes to the societal level, because we're in there so much. So the example that I give, it's like we are medics in a war. Mm-hmm. So we are treating patients, putting bandage, helping people. We make them better, but they keep coming because there is a war on the horizon where companies are dumping all these EDCs. These EDCs are causing all those diseases. The doctors, scientists are here. What about the people up here? Yeah. We need those people to see what's happening. Yeah. Policy change, education, awareness. This is where it's a long shot, but we're going to keep trying.
Oh, yeah.
In your book, you talk about this, about the societal changes. What's your view about this?
Well, it's important. We should keep trying, and it's very hard.
It is.
And it's very hard because there are a lot of strong business interests that are invested
way too much money
in the status quo. There's so much money invested in keeping those products being produced as they are produced and keep on. And frankly, society is really addicted to the use of these chemicals.
Yes.
You know, it started early after the Second World War. It's just been going up since then. And so I think these very powerful forces are producing these things, and we as individuals have very little power. We can't buy our way out of this. Yes, we should buy safer products, but that's not going to get the production of the safer products. So it's you know, we all keep working on it, and I think we're making progress. We do have, for example, in the EU now about 1,100 chemicals banned from personal care products. That's the good news.
awesome.
The bad news is that in this country only 11. Right?
11.
11.
Yes. I
That's
heard the
one
update.
100.
Yes.
Yeah, right? So we have a model. We have a place where it's done better.
That
There-
may not be perfect, but
Right.
at least.
At least it's done better. And there are places where it's done worse, by the
Yes.
way. There are certainly
Yes.
places in the world that are way worse than the United States
Yeah.
for exposure. So I think we just, wherever we are at in our process and in our location and in our age and so on and so forth, we can see what we can do.
Yes.
And take care of ourselves, and to the extent we can, take care of our children and our friends, and support your representatives who are making
Yes,
change, and
the
support
changes.
and buy from companies that are making change, and generally do our best effort, and that's all we can do. That's all we can do.
And yes, so I agree with you, and that's why when I read this, it sometimes puts me in a depressed mood, but I refuse to have this, because I know the one power I have is what I can do and what I can do with my small sphere
Circle of influence.
of influence. My family, my friends, I want to have a bigger voice and a bigger platform to bring that to people, but it's still a drop. But how do we change the collective? We change the individuals that are part of the collective. When is the collective going to change? We don't know, but we'll keep changing individuals, because that's what we do.
And you know what? Kennedy's quote came to mind. We do these things not because they are easy. We do these things because they are hard. Right?
A bunch of poets here.
And, I just got to, first of all,
What you got, Sean? What
you got?
Throw one hook.
4 or 5.
And sort of closing, and you guys can say whatever you want. For me personally, having read your work, Shanna, first, congratulations. I'm proud of you. I'm so thankful for the effort in doing the difficult thing, right? Because it became such a weapon for us, right? That are in the trenches, and a motivating factor, a sense of purpose too, right? Like, I feel I was doing my meditation this morning, and I was just kind of being grateful and for this moment and being here. And I said, I started thinking about the 50% decline in sperm, right? And I was like, okay, so if that is affecting our species, and I don't want to get religious, but if that's some sort of evil, then I'm here, we're fighting for life. We're fighting for life, right? To inject life into people. And it's not just the fertility, but inject that passion into people, inject that purpose into people, right? And to be forces of good with what we have in the tools that we've been given. So I feel a tremendous sense of gratitude and humility towards you, and thank you so much for the work that you've done and taking this time to be with us, for sure.
And I'm going to tell you something. Humility is not really my forte.
Yeah.
We're good at what we do. We're really good. On the personal level, we know we can help.
Yes.
We get complex cases we may have to refer. We can't help everybody, but we help a lot of people. We've helped ourselves, and we can help a lot of people. So
I think there's one more.
One more quote.
I don't know what quotes are flowing. I think this is quote session. And Carlos, I told me this one long time, and it really stuck. All evil needs is for good men or women
To do nothing.
to do nothing.
Yeah.
And I think that we really stand for the good of humankind. We're trying to have kids, and I'm really worried about bringing a child into. I'm actually second downing. Should I? Because what's going on? Where are we going? Is my kid gonna have a sustainable world where they're gonna live a healthy life and they're gonna be able to procreate?
Yeah.
I shouldn't be having to have those thoughts, because I should be able to procreate, which is what we're doing. And to just even think about that, I think it's our duty collectively to inform more doctors, more PhDs on this is a real epidemic.
Biohackers.
Yes.
More biohackers, more social media influencers pounding our hands on the table that, hey, this is real and
is
we
real.
need to take action on this now. Because
And you know
we're
what? The
already late on
millions
train.
of dollars that are being spent on the research, we're seeing it for real.
Yeah.
Right? We're seeing it for real on the ground. So, you know.
So, again, Shanna, this was amazing. Do you have a last word you want to leave?
Oh,
with
we
viewers?
did not ask the five things, or 3 or 5 things that you would tell the camera or the viewers that are the most important things for them to change. Like if you were sitting in the future, what would you say they need to do?
Oh,
That's
Put her on the hot seat. Put her on the hot seat.
not to put any pressure.
Yeah. Hold on a
If you don't,
second.
if you don't, you don't.
Think
That's
about
fine.
it, or do you want to
Yeah, no,
answer?
if you don't, it's fine.
Maybe 3
From your heart,
tips.
from your, you know.
I would just say, first of all, I want to say thank you. And I think what you're doing is amazing, and I look forward to working with you. And I think that the first thing I would say is be aware. I mean, just be aware that we are exposed all the time from everywhere, and that we can lessen our exposure. So we have some control, and we should make use of it. Specifically, you know, I would say that this is more difficult for disadvantaged communities. I want to mention that. So that making a change to eat unprocessed food or eat, you know, food that's organic may not even be possible if you're in a food desert.
Yeah.
And changing to what's suggested by Environmental Working Group, if you have the time to even look it up, you maybe can't afford that more expensive product. So I think be aware of what you can do, and that for other people who are less fortunate, they may not have those same choices, and just keep that in your mind as you go forward and try to improve the situation.
That's beautiful.
Very
That's
good.
beautiful.
My God, I think we're gone.
Listen,
Yeah, I think
Shanna,
that's
once
it.
again, to everybody watching, I know there's been a lot. We are going to have all the information that Shanna provided for the better products where you can search. We will let you know about the testing that we will be doing. And if you have any questions about any of the things that we talked about today, feel free to call us. You know, we love talking about this stuff. And we will be happy to point you in the right direction and give you the information that you need so that you can progress and take on this new lifestyle, and you can become a participant with us in this fight. So with that being said, I think for all of us, Shanna, this has been a tremendous,
you so
tremendous
much.
honor. Thank you for your time from the depths of my heart. I was very nervous this entire time. I gotta tell you, this was a very stressful vacation. But amazing. Thank you so much. We love your work, and we look forward to continuing to work with you and hearing more from you. So with that being said, and all you guys at home, for now, stay healthy.
God bless.
God bless.
Optimizing your health is only a scan away. Select the QR code that fits your profile best, and we look forward to hearing from you at the Medical Health Institute.